Hey guys, Pumpkin Melon 4 here. We're going to be dissecting the Rush 50 something tour and the set list. I'm going to go initially I was planning on going um across through each track. But we're going to kind of tell you each night's stuff, and we're going to talk about the alts and the things I find fascinating, and which set list I prefer over the others, and how I would rank them. I'm gonna make this a quasi tier list video in and of itself as well. So, let's get to it. By the way, I want to preface this. They did absolutely great. Um, Annika's drumming is very well different, but also very familiar. I love it. Getty's vocals definitely got a workout and sound absolutely wonderful. Alex being funny as ever. Lauren Gold's being the unsung hero of this tour. Synth lines are very very well done as well. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I'd love to see them on tour, but very unlikely I will. So yeah, let's get to it. Night one. This is the set I kind of monitor. I monitored. You know, through a live stream. I watched two live streams, kind of. As they went. They're like, oh my goodness, this song was chosen. This song was chosen. This song was chosen. So, I was kind of there, and then I rewatched set one, and I never got a chance to rewatch set two in the encore or watch the other sets. So um, we're gonna go down the list: Xanadu, Limelight, Far Cry, Subdivisions, Free Will, Bravado, Caravan, La Villa Strangiato, Vital Signs, The Spirit of Radio, and the set one. Set two comes back in 2112, parts 1, 2, and 7. Distant Early Warning, Red Barchetta, Dreamline, Natural Science, Time Stands Still with I don't know how to pronounce it. Amy Mann. I think that is that how you pronounce it. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I pronounced it wrong. I apologize. Red Sector A, YYZ, The Garden, or should I say YYZ, The Garden, Tom Sawyer, Encore, By Tor and the Snow Dog, and Working Man. So, set list is This feels more like a warm up set list in my opinion. Um, I loved it, but I was also slightly underwhelmed as well, kind of at the same time, if you know what I mean. Um, I was shocked to see that Caravan didn't. By the way, if you notice, I have a color coding for each song. Some of the reds might be hard to see, but you know. Red means exclusive. Orange means alternate. Means been played was only played three or less nights, and then yellow means it was played all 4 nights, but it moved, so it swapped places. Blue means it was 2112 was played in full. That's pretty much what it means. And then if there's no highlight, it means it pretty much stayed in the same place. So yeah, there we go. Xanadu. Very interesting opener. I must say I didn't expect it to be an opener. None of us did. It's a very good opener for my viewers who have never heard Xanadu before. It opens with a very atmospheric build with the chimes and the bells and stuff into the instrumental section, and then into the vocals. Wonderful song. Highly recommend you go check it out if you haven't heard it. So yeah, I think it's a perfect opener. I must say, it was a very good choice. I'm also gonna say that I've seen the intro video. I haven't seen the all the videos. The what's it called, the like the videos between songs and stuff, or the set opener videos or whatever. So I haven't seen all of them. So I apologize. But I love the set opener video where they go to the spoiler alert. They go to the Xana house and all that. I love it. We get to see again Paul Rudd and Jason Segel reprising the roles from I Love You Man. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I recommend. Um, love that. And then as it goes into Xanadu, perfect. I was once I heard that I was like, yes, they're back. I almost didn't think they were gonna do Xanadu because the double neck is very heavy, and they're getting older. I didn't quite think that would make the cut because of that, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that made it. Um, yeah, I love Xanadu's here. You see the usual suspects, Limelight subdivisions, um, Spirit of Radio, 2112, YYZ, Tom Sawyer, Working Man, that kind of stuff. Um, some of the things that I was not, I think that what I knew that would be, uh, I kind of expected to be alts was, like Dreamline and stuff. I I thought that we're gonna keep Distant Early Warning as a regular, but I guess not. It was interesting to see Vital Signs as an alt on this tour. I did not expect that. And I did not expect Caravan to be only played one night. I thought they would play Caravan more nights. Um, yeah. Time Stands Still. Again, everybody was talking about. I'm gonna butcher her name, so I apologize. Amy Mann. Somebody can correct me in the comments. I apologize. I'm a huge Rush fan, but I still don't know. Sorry. Um, Time Standstill was an interesting choice. Um, I didn't expect Time Standstill to be played every night. I thought that would be an alternate track. Um, but yeah, here we are. It's a every night thing. I don't know if this is going to be a regular for the rest of the tour or not. That we're gonna have to wait and see. Um, Again, Distant Early Warning. Actually, on second thought, I was kind of on the fence whether or not it would be a regular, but I guess it wasn't. It kind of makes sense. Um, Again, you kind of see the usual suspects, Lavila Strangiato and stuff. And the major one I want to talk about before we move on from this day, excuse me, and then overall, this is kind of an overall thing, was Bravado. I personally think that there could have been a better tribute song to Neil than Bravado, personally. After Image comes to mind, Nobody's Hero as well. Um, that's just my opinion, but I think there could have been a better track for that. I'm curious to see if one of those could come up for a different spot on the tour, maybe Mexico City, which is next week. Actually, a couple days from now. Um, I think because the first day is what, Thursday, and you're watching this on Tuesday. My patrons are watching this on Monday, right? Monday, yeah. So my patrons are watching this on Monday, so we'll see. And actually, one more thing I want to mention: By Tour. I saw the video of the screen. Somebody posted a short or whatever it was, and I was surprised. I love the artwork. Again, going back to the creative stuff, I love the artwork they used behind them during By Tour and the Snow Dog. And Rush, if you're listening, I'd love to get a T-shirt of that art. Thank you very much. And yeah, overall, the set list is again slightly underwhelming. I would have personally moved some things around in my personal opinion, but overall, it's pretty decent. Uh, it's kind of what you expect. Um, I also kind of shuffle things around a little bit. I think I would prefer Limelight as the set one closer and Spirit of Radio to be in Limelight spot. So, it's just my opinion. So yeah. Night 2. Xanadu, the Spirit of Radio, the Analog Kid, Free Will, Subdivisions, Bravado, Leave That Thing Alone, The Trees, Headlong Flight, Limelight, Set 1. 2112 in full, Animate, Closer to the Heart, A Passage to Bangkok, Time Stands Still, YYZ, Anthem, Red Barchetta, Witch Hunt, which was an interesting choice, and Tom Sawyer. Encore, Finding My Way, and Working Man. Alright. So, again, a lot of these songs are kind of repeats, so, things are kind of repeats, so we're gonna skip the repeat stuff. Analog Kid is an interesting choice. Analog Kid has been kind of an off and on kind of song. Last time it was played was Clockwork Angels tour, and then before that it was, I think the Counterparts tour. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. To memory, I think it was Counterparts. So yeah, it was interesting to see that this made the cut. Glad it did. We're also gonna talk about songs that I wish made it to the set list. At the end of this video. So, if you're interested in hearing what I want on the set list, stay tuned. So anyway, I think Analog Kid's a great choice. Cool to see that it made it. And here's one of my absolute favorites. Leave That Thing Alone. I love that instrumental. The again, the synth stuff and the bass line, powerful stuff. Glad that I made the cut, and very happy to see it on the set list. I didn't think we would get it this tour. Again, the last time it was played was Time Machine tour, so very cool to see that it made the cut. Very happy that it made it, and yeah, cool. Headlong Flights. Interesting choice. I personally would have preferred Anarchist or something else. But yeah, cool to see that it made it. Yeah, I don't have any other comments than that. Rush fans, don't kill me. Here's the big one that everybody was talking about: 2112 in full. So, I was monitoring the set list every night on my phone. I would pull up Setlist FM and refresh my phone every 5 seconds trying to find out what the next song was. And 2112 in full was not on the list of things that I expected for this tour. I thought maybe it could happen, and it did. So glad it did. Glad people got to see it played in full, because the last time 2112 was played in full was 1997, and it was the only tour that they played 2112 in full. The Test for Echo tour. So very cool to see that it made it in full, and yeah, loving it. Animate. There we go. Animate is a great song. Again, I didn't expect this much Counterparts to make it to the set list. I was worried that Counterparts would be cut from the albums they chose from, but glad to see Counterparts made it to the list of albums that made the cut. Great choice. Closer to the Heart being an alternate. I was surprised to see that one made the cut. Again, I know how much Rush isn't the hugest fan of playing this one because they played it so many times. Glad to see it made the cut. Passage to Bangkok was another one that wasn't on my list. I did not expect to make the list. Again, I think the last time it was played was 2008 for Snakes and Arrows tour. So glad to see that one made it. Again, I was very shocked to open Setlist FM and be like, Passage to Bangkok. Again, Passage of Bangkok is one of my favorite riffs of all time, so love that it made it. Um, Anthem. Anthem was one that I did not expect as well. Again, Anthem hadn't been played for, in full by itself since what, the 70s? I want to say the late 70s, the last time Anthem was played in full. Um with the intro and all. So I was surprised to see that Anthem in full made the cut on this tour. Um Red Barchetta. Here's one that I thought was a little interesting, that they decided to do three moving pictures numbers in a row. I thought that would change it up, but I was like, huh, that happened. Red Barchetta, Witch Hunt, and Tom Sawyer. Um, Again, all classics. Witch Hunt, if you didn't know, is so far is Lena's favorite Rush song. So I was very happy to see that one made the cut. And as you'll see later on, it made the cut twice. And yeah, Tom Sawyer, of course, is the closer. So Tom Sawyer is my preferred closer to the main set, but 2112 is also a good set closer, main set closer. Finding My Way. Again, I was surprised that Finding My Way wasn't played and Bytor was played night one. I was a little confused, but then I saw it was played here. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. It's an alt. I was like, okay, this is an alt. That makes more sense. Okay, and with that, we shall move on to night three. Again, Xanadu, Dreamline Subdivision's Headlong Flight, Bravado, Red Sector A, La Villa Strangiato, Anthem, New World Man, The Spirit of Radio, set to Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, Limelight, The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, Vital Signs, The Whole Moving Pictures, Time Stands Still, Closer to the Heart, and 2112. This is the 1, 2, and 7 version of 2112. Excuse me. You'll notice that there is no exclusives this night, which I thought was a little disappointing. But I guess them playing it in full, made up for it. But I was a little just a tad disappointed that there wasn't anything, exclusive this night. New World Man made his debut, but was played, as you can see later on. New World Man, I think at that point had been played since 2002. Vapor Trail, so that was awesome to see. Again, Headlong Flight. I wish it was a different song from Clockwork Angels. Again, like Anarchist. Again, which you'll see again. It's later on over there. Or Wish Them Well. I prefer Wish Them Well. Personally, but yeah. I did not expect them to play the whole. I almost said the whole Tom Sawyer, the whole moving pictures. That was not something that I thought would be possible, but kind of makes sense because it is the 45th anniversary of the Moving Pictures album, and by the way, it's the 50th anniversary of 2112. So, makes sense. Glad that it made the cut to be played in full. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that in a row. Again, still Shock Time Standstill made the cut, Closer to the Heart, and then 2112 is the closer. Decent backup option for a closer, main set closer. Again, back to Bytor and Working Man. Sorry, I don't have very much to say on the set list, but I really do like Xanadu and the Dreamline, at least from what I can think of. I haven't heard it yet, but I probably like that transition the best. Besides Spirit of Radio. Yeah. Night 4. We're gonna wrap up, and then we're gonna wrap up after that with my thoughts on the 4. We're gonna rank them, and then I'm gonna tell you my favorite songs that I want to be on the set. So yeah, night four. Set one, Xanadu, Limelight, Subdivisions, The Pass, Free Will, Bravado, The Camera Eye, The Trees, The Anarchist, Spirit of Radio, 2112 in full, Far Cry, Distant Early Warning, New World Man, Vital Signs, Time Stands Still, YYZ, or should I say YYZ? Why do I keep saying Z? It's YYZ. Farewell to Kings, The Garden, Tom Sawyer. Encore, Finding My Way, and Working Man. So, um, again, Bravado could have been chosen better. Neo Tribute. I'm just repeating myself at that point. The Pass. I'm very happy to see The Pass made the cut. The Pass is one of my favorites. Um, I love the bass on The Pass. Perfect Number. If you haven't heard it, it's a very underrated Rush song. Go check it out if you haven't heard it. And yeah. Glad I made the cut. And The Anarchist. I was shocked to see that The Anarchist was gonna be an exclusive. It wasn't played more times. I guess it's because it's hard for Getty to sing and play, but I guess that makes sense. But I was shocked to see that it wasn't alt and it was just an exclusive. Um, Camera Eye is one that I expected to be exclusive to that night, but it was an alt. So that one also surprised me to see. Oh, they played that one twice. 2112 in full was also not on my expectations to be played twice. I kind of assumed that they were just gonna play 1, 2, and 7 again, but that was a pleasant surprise to see that they did that. Um, New World. I love the stretch of Distant Early Warning, New World Man, in Vital Signs. That is a perfect stack. I really like that. I haven't heard any live stuff of that yet. How it played out on the actual floor, but that sounds like a really good transition. One to one to one. Time stands still. So they kind of went for like kind of a synth section over there. Why was that? Of course, Farewell to Kings was also a very interesting choice. Again, that song hadn't been played since the 70s in full. So in the 70s period. So that was actually quite shocking to see. Again, The Garden. I love The Garden. Tom Sawyer and again Finding My Way. So yeah. With that, that's the complete set lists. In my ranking of the set list, I think I'm gonna go. Night 2 is probably my favorite. Um, Night 4, Night 3, and then Night 1. Again, Night 3 would have probably been higher than Night 4 if there was an exclusive or two. But again, there was none. But very cool to see that it was played in full, but it was kind of a little disappointment for me. And yeah, that's how I rank it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Before we go, I'm gonna mention the songs that weren't played on here, that I want to be played full. Actually, before I do that, again, I have ADHD, so pardon my all over the place brain. Let's talk about the albums that did not get played. So, the albums that did not get played were, I'm coming over to my shelf to double check that I'm correct. Um, I have all the Rush albums on the shelf. Um, the ones that didn't get played were Power Windows, Caress of Steel, um, Vapor Trails, which shocked me, and Test for Echo. So those are the ones that didn't get played. Um, and I'm gonna again say the ones that I kind of wish were played, and then I'm gonna choose the ones that were from that list. Those four first, and then I'm gonna go back and choose the ones from the albums that were played. So we're gonna start off with One Little Victory. One Little Victory would be awesome. Or Earthshine. Earthshine would be awesome. I think I prefer Earthshine as a song. Earthshine would be absolutely wonderful. Again, I don't think they played Earthshine since like 2004, so that'd be great. Resist. Um, Resist is one of my favorites. Especially the acoustic version, from Russian Rio and R30. It would be awesome to hear Resist again, although I don't know how likely that would be, um, or if that would even happen. Anything from that album would happen. Period. That one I kind of doubt. I kind of assumed that they would play something from Vapor Trails, but I guess not. Um, Caress of Steel. I love the whole album. Bastille Day would be nice. They haven't played Bastille Day in forever, so I don't know if that's too high for Getty to sing, but I'd love to hear Bastille Day. Lakeside Park again would be awesome. Um, Fountain of Lamneth would be cool, but I kind of doubt it. Um, what else? Necromancer I think could be potential if Getty doesn't have to. If Getty can find a way to not scream, he could probably do Necromancer. That'd be cool. And Big Money and Manhattan Project. Those are two that I'm like, oh, they didn't play those. That's kind of sad. But I'd love to hear those two. Power Windows being the album that I think that is missed the most on this tour that got skipped, unfortunately. So yeah. Now let's go to the ones that did get played and the songs that I wish they would play. Let's start with a song that I know they will never play, but I wish would be played. Um, Malignant Narcissism. That is one of my favorite instrumentals. I love it so much. Um, I don't know what song you would lead it into, but you'd probably have to lead it into a song. So I don't think they would choose that, but I would love Malignant Narcissism if it made it in the cut. Um, excuse me. Force 10 would be cool. Again, I'm kind of going down my list. Stick It Out would be awesome. They haven't played Stick It Out in forever. I love that one. That's one of my faves. The title track, Roll the Bones, would be awesome. So that one's on my list. What else? I'm trying to think what else would be great. Ghost of a Chance would be a great tribute to Neil. I think. Um, I think that's a good choice. If they do decide we need another tribute to Neil, Ghost of a Chance is a good one. Um, the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone has been a song that I've been championing for them to play, although I doubt it because it's apparently very complicated to play and sing for Getty. So I kind of doubt it would make the cut, but I'd love to hear it. And the big two that I've been asking for a million times over and over when people say, "What do you wish was on the set list?" After Image and Countdown. Those two I would love to hear again because those two haven't been played since the 80s and are very 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 good songs. They only played Countdown that one tour, the Signals tour, and they only played After Image for half of the Grace Under Pressure tour, which is a little bit of a sad thing to say, but I wish they would both get played. After Image would actually be a great tribute to Neil as well. So if they decide maybe we don't want to do Time Stands Still, that could be a good alt. After Image could work. Um, and I'm trying like you could replace the garden slots with Countdown. That could work. Um, so yeah, what did you guys think of the choices I have? That didn't get played. What are your choices for songs that you think should be in the set list? Comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know if you want me to do one for week 2. I might be able to do one for week 2. We'll see. Comment down below if you do. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, everybody. Peace.